Oh, please adjust the slider until the computer is barely visible. What if I don't? But just because I want to hear what it says. Please adjust the slider until the dog and the cat are friends. What if I don't? I could just just enter the number 5 becomes 9. There's 2 9s. The letter 9? I'm assuming you're thinking the number 9, but I'm gonna do a letter. Put it aside until you stop adjusting the slider. Okay. Which of the 2 made-up words below is most appealing to you? Scrumtush. Ukablinkandlo. Scrumtush. This sounds like your butt. No. Do you know what time it is right now? Technically not, because I'm in full screen. And the time isn't showing. So if I went out of full screen, I could see it. So no. Is the time that is right now the correct time? You asked me if I could see it, now you're asking me what time. You're playing with my mind. What time anyway? Yes. Is there anything about yourself that you haven't told me? Yes. Oh. No. Will you come back to visit me? No. Oh, I feel kind of bad now. Oh well. I think it's gonna put us back in the hallway. Where's my bucket?
Simply missed a memo.
Meeting today. Where's my bucket? Bucket! Bucket!
The confusion and the chaos all seemed to melt away as Stanley embraced the bucket. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
I forget which way. I think is there a stairway up? There will be a reward for finding them all. No, there won't. But I'll find them anyway because I'm a gamer. Trust the completionist instinct. I don't want.
Okay, I'm going back to the name of these little Stanley figurines, and now I'm torn between Stanlerines and Figlies. What do you think, Stanley? What name better encapsulates the intrinsic sense of happiness that you get from seeing a small number in the corner of your screen go up by 1? Let me sit on it. I'm sure it will come to me.
Stanley's. Nah, that's stupid.
Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation,
I don't remember
Stanley
it.
may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire if not for the soothing presence of the bucket.
What's it called? There has to be a secret book on one of these.
The bucket would, and he knew it. The two of them were inseparable.
If I keep clicking, I'll activate
Absorbed in the tender spiritual connection he shared with the bucket that he didn't notice the keypad behind the bucket.
Oh no, I noticed it.
Nor in his bliss of simply being near the bucket did he have any notion that the pin number.
How can you have a secret room
2845
without a secret or I was about to say without a secret bucket?
But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck.
Oh my god, I wonder how he did it. Whoa!
Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
It surely is, Stan Face. It sure stand is. But yeah, there was another way to go back here, because I went to the mind control thing. I think there was a way to go escape. So I want to try the escape route.
Downward, plummeting towards an unknown fate. It would be all Stanley could do to keep himself together, if not
Bannacle!
soothing him, comforting him, reassuring that in this darkest moment of uncertainty, he would be all right. The bucket is here for you, Stanley. Everything will be fine.
Lies. Nothing is fine. But you're right, I have bucket.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility. Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley and the bucket would both meet a violent death.
Okay.
The door behind them was not shut. Stanley and the bucket still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track. At this point, Stanley and the bucket were knowingly walking forward into a very painful death.
Yeah, I guess so. Bucket, we'll die together if needs be. Whee! Huh? Did I die? I didn't die. You lied to me. Oh, what the fuck? There's no very painful, violent death. There's just very violent leg shattering.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley and the bucket inched closer to their demise, Stanley reflected on how meaningless the bucket's warmth and comfort had turned out to be.
No, hey, don't talk about my bucket like that. You talk about my bucket, we got a problem. I'm about to not speak, but like at the same time, I'm about to throw buckets.
Wasting so much time carrying a bucket everywhere. Farewell, Stanley.
No, the bucket will keep me safe. See, they fear the bucket.
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator, as Stanley and the bucket were led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws.
Bucket?
In a single visceral instant, the bucket's life came to an end, as it was crushed violently to death.
Bucket! What? The Stanley Parable.
It was a shame, the death of such a magnificent bucket. It's true that all buckets are radiant in their own way, but this one stood
I never
above
met a
the
bucket
rest.
like that.
It was a glorious bucket to
I
behold.
never met a bucket so beautiful in my life. No bucket has been ever the same. Welcome to the grand exhibit. The bucket will be remembered.
Can you see how arrogant it was for Stanley to take a bucket like this and to claim it for his own? Can you see the hubris that blinded him? Can you see that the bucket is far more noble than Stanley will ever be in his short life?
Hey. Kinda mean. A bucket with two handles. He always did love having two handles. For extra carrying. This bucket is depicted as having two handles. Such a design has never been created in real life. Having been deemed too dangerous, recklessly experimental, every year dozens are put to death just for attempting it. They can't withstand the bucket. They don't know the bucket like I did. Inferno bucket, a replica of the Inferno bucket, which is medieval era, so powerfully alluring that it drove dozens of nations to war with one another. For of it, billions died, and yet, in spite of it all, the simple fact remains: no one can control a bucket. No one can ever control the sheer power of a bucket. The stress bucket, an analogy. Oh, now I have no bucket. I'm stressed. My hair is falling out. My life is turning shit. Everything is not awesome. Brother bucket. Ooh, cave drawing. Bucket was passing.
No man can own a bucket, and certainly not a bucket as dazzling to behold as this one. It is man who should kneel before the bucket.
Kneel before the bucket. Die by the bucket. Oh. Thought I was gonna fall to my death.
But there is something we can do. Something we can do together, you and I, that will right this terrible wrong. Let Stanley die. Let him be crushed by the machine. Don't reset the game. Don't give him another opportunity to run off with another beautiful bucket. We can save the world's buckets from their treatment as tools and implements if only we let Stanley die together. The bucket shall take its place as ruler, as leader, as commander of a new world, a new vision.
Kind of fucked up that you let me die like that. Like, I just wanted to, I guess I am with the bucket now. In bucket heaven. Having bucket tea. While each drink bucket lemonade.
Get tightly to his chest. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better than... No, never mind. It was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No, I'm good.
No, said the bucket. Don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Good, said the bucket. Now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do. Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact.
There's a figurine! A Stanley! A Stanley!
In here, said the bucket. Go into this dark room over here. Stanley once again obeyed blindly.
This isn't dark though. Oh. Okay, bucket. Whatever you say, I trust you. Oh.
Now pick up the phone.
Is that my wife again?
This is the sad story of a man named Stanley and his bucket. Once upon a time, I gave Stanley a bucket because I thought he was lonely and could use a friend. And then, very distressingly, he began to believe the bucket could speak to him.
No, it has been speaking to me the whole time. You don't understand bucket like I do. Bucket! Hello, Stanley. It's me, your bucket. Press O to take me to work with you.
The Stanley Parable reassurance bucket was merely meant to provide the comforting glow of companionship. It doesn't literally talk and give you orders. Whatever Stanley is hearing the bucket say to him is just in his head.
No, you're wrong. Press Z to take me back to work. Okay, bucket.
Lately, I've been concerned about him. Wouldn't you be concerned as well? To see him delusional like this, obsessing over an inanimate metal object? I want to say something to him, but I don't know how I can convince him. I don't know if he'll listen to me.
You hear something, bucket? I don't hear something. Sounds like the wind.
Oh, I'll try anyway. Stanley, can you hear me? Listen to me.
Bucket?
It's just a bucket. It can't think.
It's okay, bucket.
It can't talk. All it would ever truly do for you is effectively transfer
you know, bucket, we can go on a date and we can get married and it'll be such a great time, bucket. Don't listen to the loud man. Press Z for us to go back home. You're right, bucket.
You see, he's not listening. He's still
all you need is the
from
bucket.
You know, once upon a time it was me he took orders from.
That's all the bucket.
And listened to.
It's only the bucket. The bucket is all I need.
Of metal.
The bucket. Press K to ignore anyone in your life except for me. You got it, bucket.
It's sad. I suppose he doesn't need me anymore. From now on,
where's my bucket?
Cling to this bucket. This
bucket.
Old, empty bucket.
Bucket.
This sort of shiny bucket. Well, I'll give it this. The bucket does have a nice shine.
Bucket. You believe I'm real, don't you, Stanley? Press of course, bucket.
Yes, I suppose on closer inspection that it doesn't quite look like your average.
I never let anything happen to you.
It's just a little more.
Ever.
I'm trying to say.
Bucket.
Sturdier.
You want a stronger thing to drink, bucket?
Like it would be better at moving an amount of water from one room to another.
All I need is the bucket. Press X to relieve the same day with me or relive.
Oh my god, what am I saying?
Bucket.
Better at carrying water from room to room.
Oh, you're so beautiful,
it's
bucket.
Just a bucket.
It's all amazing.
To point out the ways in which it's
bucket.
So much more than just a regular bucket.
It's such a shiny bucket. Press G to go home to work to home to work.
Oh no. I'm having feelings. For the bucket. No, 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 no. What's going on? Why do I want to be with the bucket? Hear what the bucket has to say. Do anything it asks. What's wrong with me? I don't understand. Perhaps if I had the bucket, this would be less confusing. Yes, the bucket could tell me what to do in this troublesome situation.
Bucket. Don't shine like that. You know, you're really getting me hot. Whoa.
Stanley, give me the
bucket.
What?
Give
it
no.
to me. Give me the bucket,
No,
Stanley.
it's my bucket.
I need it.
No,
give it to
fuck,
me now.
no,
Give
fuck
it
up,
or
no,
I'll-
no. Stay away. My bucket. Bucket. Go back to work, Stanley. Okay, bucket. Whatever you say. All in the bucket. Trust in the bucket. Bucket, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I have to. It's not you. It's me. You're too amazing for me. I must leave you. Don't look at me like that.
Stanley came to a set.
Okay. Okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. That's fine. Fine. Just give me the fucking
You're
thing.
getting close now, Stanley. You've nearly gotten all of the Figler and Marines. Very soon, you'll collect the last one.
Yeah.
And then the first number will equal the second number, and that will be it. We'll be different people by then.
Yep.
Different in the sense that we used to have none of them. And now we have them all. You can't go back to when you had no Figler and Marines. None of us can.
I'll be a whole different man now. Alright, time to die.
But in his eagerness to prove that he... As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever.
Hey.
Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the
Hey,
eyeballs from
that's
a blind man.
mean.
And so he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
Cut. I don't know, I'm good. My game broke.
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
Hey. Yeah, just nothing back there.
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish? When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
What? I've been dead this whole time? The set of two open doors was the first very great piece of the Stanley Parable device. Once this room was created, the rest of the game emerged, and the extension of an exploration. This room posed. This is basically saying how the game was created. That's cool. Nature paintings. Stanley's computer. Oh, my beautiful computer. How I'd love to type when I was alive. Sorry, dead. Office computers. What's this computer? Nothing, it's a stupid computer. Button sounds. Ah. I love a good button. That one was weird. Weird button. Credits, that's cool. Okay. Am I dead? Is this my heaven? Seems a lot more bland than I expected. Lounge. Underground.
Where were all of his co-workers? Oh, I don't know. How about they're throwing a surprise party for all his button pushing? Does that sound plausible?
Narration outtakes. Kevin writing the voice of the narrator, recorded dialogue for the entirety and released several times over the 2 years of the road. These are clips from early takes that were not used in the final game. That's awesome. That's so cool.
Stanley pushed the big red button. Stanley stood on the roof. Stanley pushed the...
It's like all the... man. You never see stuff like that in any games. So it's so cool seeing like basically the behind the scenes. Freedom ending. There was a code on that. Monitor. 75. Stanley Parable. Oh. Okay. I think I gotta go back there, but I want to go over here. The apartment timer. Huh? This place is so fucking big. Why is it so big? Trailers. We ran 4 major teaser trailers over the course of the game's development, each meant to convey something about the spirit of the game. This is the first one, released in May 2012. It features a series of broken realms and the voices of the narrator informing viewers that he is repairing a new version of Stanley Parable. Okay. Pretty awesome, pretty awesome. Warsaw, what? Early in development, we designed an ending where Stanley would end up in a battlefield fighting aliens. Action game would become Stanley and would wage war against the narrator. We realized shortly after starting to feel that it was far too jokey and on the nose for the tone of the game. Plus, some people pretend it as making fun of people who like shooters, which was not our intention. Yeah.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one
Yeah.
another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free.
Ah.
Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another?
I can't see anything.
No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen. But listen to me. You can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Push escape and press quit. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking
Just immediately.
else's path.
No.
Stop now and it'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you.
I chose death. Hey, let time choose for me. I chose for myself. And I chose death. Show them. The end is never the end, is never the end. What?
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Why are there so many ends? That are never the ends. That are never the ends. That are never ends. Oh. Oh.
Stanley had now gotten himself so far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun from so far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun from so far off the beaten path.
Narrator, you just did some voice recordings?
That it seemed the office had begun from so far off the beaten path.
Okay, shut up,
It seemed
please.
the office had begun.
He's not real.
You didn't think I was actually just a recording, did you?
Yeah.
Silly and trite explanation that would be. All the back and forth between you and me, all the absurd adventures we've been through, and it all turns out I'm just a tape recording? It was all just in Stanley's head. I bet that's the kind of twist you think is revelatory. I bet each and every time you watch a movie where it turns out all to be in the main character's imagination, you must absolutely bolt off the couch in pure shock at the phenomenal and intricate storytelling. It must be so simple to be you. Life being an unending waterfall of surprises and delights. How much more exciting you must find the world than the rest of us do. Now I've become sad. Look what you've done to me. This is all your fault.
Hey! What for? Fuck you. Not my fault. Oh.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply... Stanley picked up the bucket and smiled.
He'd never be alone again, not truly alone, not with the bucket around.
Huh? Welcome to the whiteboard ending. Okay, if I'm being honest, this wasn't as cool as the broom closet ending. That was pretty sick, but you know, it's alright, I guess. Okay,
Stanley pressed the bucket upon every little thing in the office.
Yes.
Nothing responded to the bucket's touch, but it did little to discourage Stanley's belief in the magic of the bucket. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Oh, there's
Stanley
like
did
doors.
not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk.
There's
But
doors
Stanley
down
chose
there.
not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
You sure about that? I don't think I did with
No,
the...
stop. Look there on the wall. You see, there's a sign right there. It says, "No buckets past this point." Stanley, how would you think it was okay to bring the bucket here? Unless... What if the problem is that you actually don't know what is a bucket and what isn't a bucket? I suppose that would explain about your behavior up to this point. Which, if that's true, well, my goodness, I think we have to do something about it. This misunderstanding could have dire consequences on the entire rest of the game if not addressed quickly and properly. So much of the impact of the story is dependent on your understanding of what is and isn't a bucket. Please, step in here for a moment.
I don't wanna. Help! He's trying to take me in a dark room! Oh. What are you gonna do to me? Oh.
Then,
Is this a
I'm going to
bucket?
run you through some test scenarios, and you'll tell me whether or not the thing I'm showing you is a bucket.
Okay.
Simple enough, right? This should tell us everything we'll ever need to know about what is or is not a bucket. Okay, let's begin. Item 1. Is this a bucket?
Yes.
Incorrect. It is a hologram of a bucket, not an...
I know.
Item 2. Is this a bucket?
Yes.
Incorrect. It is a 3D printed recreation of a bucket, not an actual bucket.
Okay.
Item
That's
3.
definitely a
Is
bucket.
this a bucket?
That has to be a bucket. Clocking my answer in. Okay, I don't want to hear all of you in the audience. Okay, you're not a bucket. It is a bucket.
This
See,
is a
told
bucket.
you. Told you guys. Stop. Oh,
Item
that's
4. Is this a bucket?
definitely a bucket.
Are you hallucinating? This is a tractor.
No,
It's
that's
an
a bucket.
enormous machine that tills the earth.
That is a bucket.
How on earth did you manage to screw it up? Absolutely incredible. Let's just move on to the next one.
How is that not a bucket? This narrator. Okay, that's gotta be a
Is this
bucket.
a bucket?
Yeah, 100%. It's gotta be a bucket.
Correct. This is a bucket.
See? That's a bucket. Fucking think I don't know a bucket.
Item 6. Is this a bucket?
No, it's not a bucket.
Trick question. Both. Gotcha.
Fuck you. Okay,
Item... Wait, hold on. I can't find the next one. Let me see. It should be around here somewhere.
show me my bucket. Yeah.
Okay, you and I both know there isn't anything here.
No, it was right
and
there.
I don't appreciate the implication that nothing is a bucket when we both clearly know that a bucket is something, and therefore nothing could possibly be something. Unless, in your twisted mind, have you somehow convinced yourself that a bucket is nothing? Answer me straight, Stanley. Do you believe that nothing is a bucket?
What if we're all buckets?
You know what? I'm too confused to even sort it out. I've lost all sense of perspective. What is a bucket? What isn't a bucket? Mere moments ago I could answer these questions with confidence. And yet now I'm somewhat adrift. Do any of us know what a bucket is? Am I?
Are we buckets?
Stanley, I can't keep doing this.
Yes.
I'm losing myself, and myself was all I ever had to begin with. I'm afraid the bucket is threatening to tear our relationship apart. I can't have that. I'm sorry.
Sorry, it's not you.
Raise all buckets.
No! Don't you fucking dare.
Here we go.
Don't you dare. Don't. I don't want. No. You better not have deleted my fucking bucket.
What happened? Is everything gone? Why did everything disappear? Wait, was everything a bucket? Every single thing in the game was a bucket.
Oh my god.
I had no idea. How could... Except me. I'm not a bucket after all. And you, Stanley, you're still here. You're not a bucket either.
You're not a bucket!
This is wonderful news. We're not buckets. Yes, I actually feel much more at ease right now. It's delightful to get some clarity on that issue, but it doesn't change the fact that we haven't got a game. So, what? I'll reset everything, and we'll put back all of the buckets, okay? And we'll know that it's all a bucket. But if you run into anyone else, maybe don't mention that. Who knows what that information might do to a person? All right, here we go.
Okay. I'll tell everyone about the buckets.
How long was I sitting there? Stanley wondered to himself. Minutes? Days? Centuries? Did something crucial happen while my senses were turned? He made a note to be more careful with time from now. When Stanley wants something bad to happen to you, why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm lost. And there it is. The last Stiggly Wiggly.
Stiggly Wiggly.
This is a real accomplishment. This is doing something just for the sake of doing it. Where so many people expect to be rewarded for the most trivial achievements, you've insisted that a job well done is its own reward. I would tell you that I'm proud of you for collecting them, but that would be like a reward, and we can't have that. So, instead I'll just say, it's done. We're all done here. And now we can go to whatever the hell you were doing before you hunted for figurines.
Oh.
Stanley, I'm sorry, but I have to put a pause on things. It's those figurines. Those figglers. I haven't stopped thinking about them since you nabbed every last one. Isn't just the most intrinsically fulfilling moment of your entire life?
It was.
Fill you to the brim with inner richness? Yes, I know we're supposed to be telling a story, but won't you please indulge me with one more trip back to the memory zone?
Oh, I missed the memory zone.
More than to revisit the figurines. Just one more time.
Now remembering when Stanley found the collectible. It was such a beautiful moment in my life. I've never had a better moment than when I found them all.
Here's where it all began. The first collectible. Back then, we had no idea of how many of them we'd find. Sure, it said 6 right there on the screen, but how could we know for certain? We were so innocent. We'll never be like that again, Stanley.
I found more.
And here was a second Stanlerine. You found this one all on your own, just by poking around in the boss's bathroom. You did that, Stanley.
I did that!
Back then, I had no faith in you to find any of them, let alone 6. But you continue to surprise me in all sorts of mundane, unremarkable ways.
When did I get this one?
Okay, let's do a little quiz.
Under
Which
that
of these
suit.
rooms was the room you found your third mini stand? Can you remember?
Under the stairs? Yeah. It was under.
No. Under the stairs was the 4th place you found a Figanley, not the 3rd.
If,
Well, I guess perhaps I shouldn't be surprised. Memories like these are so precious and so cherished that they all just sort of blend together, don't they?
Yeah.
You know what? If under the stairs feels like the 3rd place you found a collectible, then who am I to go making judgments?
Exactly. Well, My
Let's
memory
see,
unlocked.
What came next? Oh yes, we found a Figly in this pink room. Oh well, I can't actually say I remember being in this room, but it's here in the
I
memory zone,
don't
so it must have
think it did. I don't remember a pink room. But yeah, it had to have happened. Totally. You guys think it didn't happen?
This was the 5th mini-Stan, and this one was really something special. It was in the warehouse. I remember it so clearly.
Oh god.
In fact, because this one is particularly special to me, I made a little video to commemorate the occasion.
I wasn't even controlling anything. By the narrator. Oh. What's that in the back there? A Stanley! It's Mini Stan 5. Huh. You too can be cool with a Mini Stan. You found it near the cargo lift. Thanks for watching. Like this video to be cool. Seriously, if you don't like this video, Stanley will cry.
Takes you back,
You don't want that. I remember this one. Oh, never mind.
And then, Stanley, then we came to the last collectible, the final figurine, right here by the red and blue doors. This memory is the most distinct and clear in my mind, perhaps because it was the one that happened more recently than all the others. Who can truly say how the mind works? All I know is that this is the moment where you picked up a Figly and I thought to myself, yes, that's all of them. They're all collected. It was a moment unlike any other. Except for the other moments picking up figurines, which it was exactly like.
Wow. You are the present. Or in
And then
the...
there was no more. Because we brought up to the present moment. Nothing left to do but move onward into the future. Goodbye, memory zone.
No. Hey. Unfortunate.
No, I'm not done. I'm not ready to move on. Stop the loading screen. Isn't there some way we can stay here, keep enjoying these figurines?
That's actually really cool.
Go backwards.
The way it rewind the load.
Direction. See how that feels. Okay, yes, the room with the red and blue doors. I remember this. I must say, of all the figurines we looked at in our initial tour of the memory zone, this one is the most distinct and clear in my mind. Let's keep going. I want more.
Okay.
And here's where I made that video. Don't you remember the video we watched?
Yeah. Oh my god. Oh yeah, hit that like button. Oh, you want to be awesome, don't you?
I love that video.
Did I even fall off? Hope not. Wow.
Still don't remember the pink room, Stanley. Still no memory of this one. Good room though. A solid room.
Yeah, it was a good room. Good room out of 6.
These really were a treat to hunt down. You know, if there had been any kind of reward for finding all of these, it really would have muted the intrinsic joy of collecting.
Yeah, I don't think I would have just been as happy collecting them as I did. If there was there was a reward. It's like a reward.
Second Figly. Don't you remember? Yes,
the one I got for taking a shit.
The past is truly a wonderful thing. Why does anyone ever choose to leave it? Keep going. This is it. The very first one we found in the exhibit where I introduced you to the figurines.
It's like...
I want more memories. Okay. What else is there? What came before this?
Is this from? The jump circle. The precious jump circle.
Look, it's the terrible new content that we were originally sold on. I remember hating it back then, but time does put a rosy filter on everything. In fact, I dare say I'm actually quite fond of it now. Look how much fun the past is. I want more, more memories.
You can't jump. I guess I'm going deeper into the past. If I don't go too deep, you'll start digging up stuff that you don't want to remember.
Oh, yes, the two doors. Who could have forgotten that? A classic memory, this one.
Wow, it's my job.
And before everything else was your office. Is there anything else? Was there something that came before your office?
Before I was
There's
born.
something I feel I can remember. I can remember.
I can remember.
Yes, I'm remembering something now. I remember before this whole story got started. Back then I was different. I used to make big decisions. I was passionate. I was skeptical. I weighed each decision with profound thoughtfulness. And then somewhere along the way, I stopped making decisions. I became lazy. And I came up with a character named Stanley to do my thinking for me. He would make the decisions. He would decide which way to go. I would cheer him on as he collected figurines for no reason. Why did I invent Stanley? Was I lonely? Yes, perhaps that's it. Perhaps I needed to imagine I had companionship. And Stanley really did make for a wonderful companion, even if he was a fiction. But I suppose it's grown old. I want to think for myself again. I want to go back to how it used to be. Yes, I can be on my own again. I can do it. I'll be stronger this time. I'll take care of myself. I don't need Stanley anymore. Oh, but he truly was so much fun to play with. You know what? Since we're in the memory zone, how about one more good memory? Let's go back just once and give Stanley one more run of the office, and then I'll retire him for good. I did enjoy telling his story so very much. Okay, here we go. This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Is it actually gonna end the game if I continue one more time?
Someone was following Stanley.
What?
He was sure of it. If he checked over his shoulder now, he would surely catch
Ha!
them. It was only a matter of time.
Ha! Duh! Hey! Don't you follow me. How do I... Ha! Get fucked, loser!
Aha! You've made it to the bottom of the mind control facility. Welcome! You see, back when the Stanley Parable first launched in 2013, getting to the bottom of the mind control facility was a bug that we simply didn't catch during development. And you all saw lots of photos of it on Twitter and acted very superior about it. And you're all very, very clever. Good for you. Anyway, when it came time to update the game, we knew that we had to do something about this little goof of ours. So here you go. New content. You can call it the bottom of the mind control ending. That enhances your perception of the value of these updates. Isn't that what you crave? New content. Always more content, more content, more. And I'm here to give it to you. I'm here to make it seem like we really covered every nook and cranny of the game with secrets and Easter eggs. How about this? We wrote a new piece of music just for this section. You won't hear it anywhere else in the game. It's a secret that's just for you. That's how special you are. We call this track, Good Job You've Made It to the Bottom of the Mind Control Facility. Well done.
Good job.
Oh yeah! I feel so happy!
Good job. You made it to the bottom of the
Ah!
control facility.
Oh, this is my favorite song.
You jumped on the catwalk. You should have been careful. You should have been careful. It used to be a bug, but now it's an ending. Now it's an ending. And I believe in you. I believe in your ability to cross this barrier and chase your dreams. But railings don't mean anything. Good job, you did it. 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 Good job, you did it.
Okay.
You did it. Good job, you did it. Good job, you did it.
Alright, I think I got it. Hell yeah. Okay, well, I'm actually gonna end off this
Perhaps he had simply
episode
misremembered.
here.
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his code.
I don't think there's that much left game, or that much game left. Which I'm actually kind of sad because I really like this game. And yeah, I don't know. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoy. If you did, don't forget to punch that like button in the face like a pirate. Also, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and I will see you guys in the next video.